Monday. It is 20 past 10 and I've just come down. I was in the office from 9, but I am the tribute that goes out and does all the banking, the posting. So I had posting to do and then had to pick up the other half prescription. And I popped in the charity shop. I popped in the small one. I've only actually got 2 shelves of books. But I did get for 50p Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I haven't read any of hers yet, and obviously they are like a massive booktube favourite. I don't even know if that's the first one. Yeah, it does. It says the first book in a sweeping romantic fantasy series. Oh, I mean, it's well loved, but we know I don't mind that. And the other thing I got, not book related, well, it's come from me reading Silence of the Lambs. For £1.50, Hannibal Lecter trilogy DVDs. It's got Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, and Hannibal. So I think now we're hitting almost Halloween season. That's going to be a great time to read that. Oh, I could do with getting a Red Dragon book. I've got Hannibal. I've got a beautiful hard copy of Hannibal. I'm a short Red Dragon. I shall keep an eye out. Anyway, I'm going back to work because I've only got a couple of hours till my webinar. So, and I have more than a couple of hours worth of work. So it is 6 o'clock Monday evening. I'm on the sofa. I've been working from home for about the last 3 hours. I have a little man with me who is on high alert because people are daring to drive home past our house. How very, very dare they? And it's been a meh day. It was not a bad morning. Bit stressed in the afternoon. The webinar, I had a couple of takeaways. It wasn't a waste of time, but it just took a massive chunk out of my day. And it's just, I don't know, I don't fancy dinner, which I'm now concerned that I'll get hungry and get a headache in a couple of hours time, but I just don't fancy dinner, so I'm not going to cook today. I've got a ping meal for the other half to have for lunchtime tomorrow, so he's still going to get a proper meal tomorrow, so that's fine. He's at work now. I don't want to do any more work tonight. Whether or not I'm going to, that's to be decided, but I think by the time the shopping comes, I put it away, I've had a bath and hair wash, and I come downstairs, it's almost going to be time for bed. That's one thing I am struggling with. So the other half got home at 2 o'clock this morning. We didn't get out of bed till 8, but that is 6 hours of sleep, and that doesn't sit with me. And I try and go out to bed beforehand, but bless him, I tell him to ring me when he's tired. I ask him just to let me know when he's leaving, and then he lets me know if there's like traffic or something, so I don't wake up, like expect him home at 1:30 and wake up at 2 o'clock, he's not beside me in panic. So he's really, really good. He does ring me regularly, but it just means if I fall asleep before, it's disturbed sleep, and yeah, I'm just struggling sleep-wise a bit. And I used to be really on it in the mornings, but now I'm finding it hard to get out of bed. I used to be able, I could get up at 5, 6 o'clock with no problem. I don't know if I get on doing that at the moment. So fingers crossed he has an early finish tonight. I'm going to probably do a bit of reading while I wait for the shopping, just because I can. And that's about it. So I have been doing a bit of reading. What time is it? Yeah, it's getting towards 7 o'clock. I've read another 6 chapters of Laurie and Max, and I've read that much because the chapters are tiny. Some of them are only like a page or 2 long. So now the girls are talking. The teacher asked Laurie to sort of team up with Max and make her feel comfortable at school. We don't know a lot about the characters yet. We know Laurie lives with her nan, and her detective work at the moment is mainly finding her nan's glasses. We know Max, her dad's a gambler, and he's just basically come back after a win, and she's a little disappointed because he sort of said he was going to give it up. But I mean, it's okay. It's alright. You know, I'm kind of waiting for the big detective thing to happen, but I think I'm actually only about 30% of the way through, so I was kind of hoping by now we'd have a hint of it, but we haven't yet, so hopefully it'll start to happen soon. I read another 3 chapters of the Sugar Plum book. What is this called again? At the Sign of the Sugar Plum. And this is nice and depressing, isn't it? I mean, it's about the plague, of course it's going to be depressing. So now, basically, the plague is right by them. They actually know a couple of people that have died. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know how this book's gonna go, and I want to read it. I quite like the writing style. and it's not a big book really. It's only about 170 pages, so, but at the same point, because it's a bit heavy and because you know what's going to happen, it's going to be depressing, I don't really want to sit and read the rest of it tonight. I think I'm just going to stick to reading a couple of chapters a day till I finish it. But it's interesting because it talks about like the sisters. They've got this cat that they spend time with, so, and somebody's turned up and basically said, look, they're going to be taking cats and dogs here because they think that they're passing on the plague, so keep your cat inside. So they just brought their cat inside. And then they're talking about possible, like, I suppose the equivalent of old wives' tales about things that are going to stop the plague. So, like, you put a gold coin in your mouth when you go out. And at the moment, I don't know how much of that stuff is sort of just made up for the book, and how much of that is what was said, what was discussed, what happened. But there is, I know right at the back, there's some sort of facts and figures about the actual plague, and I wonder if they're going to touch on that at the end. So, we shall see. So, I'm going to read something else now while I wait for the shopping. I'm really hoping it comes soon, so I can chill out. What else have I been reading? I've been reading Raw. This is a short story collection, and I've just been reading 1 or 2 short stories a night, and they're only about 4 or 5 pages long, and they're quite nice. Yeah, it's a story for every woman, and it's kind of, it's a woman empowerment one. It's sort of like, you know, you've got a woman who was turning invisible because she just wasn't being seen, so she goes to this place where actually women are seen, and because they are seen, then they stop being invisible. And, you know, there's another one that was put so high on this pedestal, and she liked that, and then she realised actually that she didn't want to just be on this pedestal and watching the world go on. She wanted to be part of it. So it's quite good. I like a few little short stories. I'm tempted to push on and read Fallen later, but I'm going to see what mood I'm in, because I know about an hour or so and I'll have finished reading that, and then I still need to make the decision on whether or not to continue the series. And what else? Scrappy Little Nobody. I did sort of start dozing and stuff yesterday, and then I was watching Family Guy because there were episodes they hadn't aired in 5 minutes on ITV2. So where I normally would go to bed and I'd listen to an audiobook, I was watching Family Guy. So I didn't go back and finish that yesterday. So I'm tempted to do that tonight. I'll probably catch up with you now when the shopping's been delivered. Shopping has come. I'm about to go out for a bath. Does anybody else have the issue that I seem to have, that on a normal day-to-day basis, I know how much space I have in my freezer? As soon as I go down and I do the shopping, no, it's like it goes. It's like you've got loads of room in your freezer, Soph. Seriously, order a shit ton of frozen food, and then you'll have the fun when it arrives of realising that you bought too much frozen. And then it's like a ridiculous Tetris game. I think I put as much time putting the frozen stuff away as I did everything else. But it's done. We're running a bath. Well, are you being helpful? Yeah, I'm now running the bath. I meant to say that I finished Fallen while I was waiting for the shopping to come. And that was a ridiculously long 430 odd pages. I am sure there is an audience for that book, and perhaps if I had read it when I was a teenager, and I'm thinking sort of maybe mid-teens, maybe I would have liked it, maybe I would have loved it. I don't know, I think the whole story basically happened in about the last 80-90 pages, which meant we had about 300 pages of build. Now, I like a bit of scene setting. Bless you. I like a descriptive book. I really, really do. But there's a limit. And this reminded me of, and completely different genres and storylines, but it was The 5 Quarters of an Orange by Joanne Harris, where there was just too much description. There was just too much build up. And if they'd have just got to the story and made the book 50% shorter, I would have loved it more. I would have loved it at all. But anyway, I've read it. I am not going to read the next one now. I'm going to give it a few months, maybe revisit it after Christmas and make a decision. I'm either going to try the second one or I'm just going to go, nah. So yeah, so when we go downstairs, what are we going to read, Duke? We don't know. I want to read a little bit more of the guest list, Lucy Foley's book, because I'm actually enjoying that, and I'm halfway through now. We know there's talk of a body that's been found. The guys are out looking for it, and I'm getting into it. And you know, with thrillers, I can take them or leave them, but this one I am actually quite interested in, and I want to see what happens. So I'll probably read a little bit more than that. As I said, I want to finish Scrappy Little Nobody either tonight or tomorrow, because I really like Anna Kendrick, and I actually really like the audiobook being read by her. I like that when you've got a memoir and it's actually read by the person, because I think they put emphasis on the points that actually mean something to them. I think you just get a little bit more out of it, if you know what I mean. Wow, I've vlogged a lot for a Monday for me, haven't I? You're probably thinking, God, you know, I love it when this girl forgets to vlog and then, you know, catches up with us 2 days later. But anyway, little dude and I'm going to have a bath and probably catch up with you a bit later. Do you want to say goodbye? Oh, well, that's just charming. So we just stick our tongue out at viewers apparently now. Anyway, speak soon. So, I have just finished listening to Scrappy Little Nobody and I absolutely loved it. It was such a good audiobook and book. It was just, I really like Anna Kendrick anyway, and I just knew that I was going to like this, and sure enough I did. And as I said earlier, having it read by the author just adds something. So I'm going to chill now. I'm going to watch Family Guy. I don't know if I'm going to read any more tonight, which is a shame because I haven't got to the guest list tonight, but I'm getting a little bit tired now. So I think just watching some daft cartoons until the other half gets home is what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to try and wait up for him, I think, because the little one is fast asleep on my lap. So if I don't catch up with you later today, I'll speak to you tomorrow. So it's just gone midnight. Technically it's Tuesday, and I was just going to read a dozen pages of the guest list, but I got suckered in. I have just finished it. I did not see really like any of what happening. This was absolutely brilliant. Quite possibly the first thriller I've given 5 stars to. This was absolutely fantastic. Would just thoroughly recommend it. There was just so many, I don't know, side stories and things that all sort of came together, and I genuinely did not see who was going to get murdered, who was going to murder them. It was fantastic. I'm so tired now. The other half just said that a couple of the roads are closed, so I am going to probably have a doze on the sofa with Duke. So I'll catch up with you at some point tomorrow. Well, today. Later. Hi everyone, it's now a more sensible time on a Tuesday. It's just gone 9 o'clock. And I've just come back with this one, who is already fast asleep after walking back to mine. I'm just about to get head stuck into work for the day. I can't believe how much I read last night. I'm so pleased that I finished the guest list. I absolutely love that. So I think I'm going to pop on an audio book today while I'm working. I've had The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo on my Scribd sort of save list now for ages, and I think it's only about 3 hours long, so I might pop that on while I get some work done. I woke up full-blown panic attack mode this morning, which was really horrible. It's bad enough getting them when you're awake, but to wake up with it and you can't explain to yourself why you've woken up like that to sort of like put an end to it quickly. But the other half was so good. He sort of talked me out of it before it went like crazy bad. But anyway, I'm going to work from home. I might work from home for a couple of days this week and sort of just kind of chill a bit, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to pop on an audiobook, do some work, and I'll probably catch up with you later. Where are we going? We're not going bird chasing. It's 7:30 Tuesday evening and I am shattered. I took my dog sitting Beauty back about I don't know, I left home about 4, so the webinar finished in plenty of time for today. So I took her home, and it's the first time that on the way back I almost felt like I was falling asleep whilst walking, and that is a very weird sensation, and not very nice. Anyway, made a phone call, chatted to the other half on the way back, and it was okay, but it just was a little bit weird. I'm like, wow, I can barely keep my eyes open while I'm walking. Then, you know, I've had a busy day. I've done loads of walking, because obviously when you're dog sitting, you take the dog out a lot, and I've got to walk to go pick her up and then bring her back, and then, you know, back and forth. So I think I must have done about 6-7k today. 5 hours sleep last night, so it's no wonder. And I sort of come home, I've had to cook dinner, eat dinner, wash up, I've done a load of washing, I'm just about to sort out the tumble dryer. I've done some work, and now it's 7:30, and I'm finally sat down, and I am so tired, and I just want to sit and snuggle up with a cosy book, but I can seriously see me being on asleep in like minutes. So hopefully I'll check in with you a bit later, but if I don't check in with you till tomorrow, I am really sorry, but I'm just that tired. So it's Wednesday afternoon, it's about 1:30. I just haven't had a chance to vlog before today. I am currently working from home, somebody not actually working, but it's just been a bit of a strange morning. We both woke up with headaches this morning, so Dean and I slept in till about 8:30. Then what do? We prepped the ambulance to go up to London tonight, which needed a couple of extra trolley beds to kit another medical room. And we came home, and I paid a horrific amount of bills. Then just to literally sit down for half an hour to get the reminder that my MOT is due, and I thought I had about 3 weeks for that, and I rung the garage to book it in, and it expires on Monday, and the soonest you can do it is Tuesday. So I have to sort out off-roading my car for a day. I'm probably going to leave it at the garage, yeah, the day before. That works. And that's a pain, and I know it needs a repair job on it. I know she's not going to pass, unfortunately, but she's an old car. She's 2002. She's not going to pass, you know, it's 2021. But anyway, happy days. That's another bill that's coming my way next week. It's all you need just before Christmas, isn't it? But such is life, and such is being an adult. Had a very short trip to the pub. I thought I'm going to walk around rather than take the car, because I knew that I'd be there in 15 minutes, so it's just to walk it was just no. And unfortunately my nan wasn't quite up to this evening, so dinner's been cancelled. So I sat down, I got a pint of Coke, I got my book with me, a couple of other fan members that arrived, and were like, awesome, looking at the menu, great. And then got a text saying it's all off. So I've just come home, I've just put the oven on, I'm going to try and rummage in the freezer, find some tea. But I have an evening with you. Should we watch a film? Just sat eating dinner and just asked Duke the most ridiculous question. Did you want a bit of lamb grill? This is why I always cook one extra. You know I can see you burying that, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's bad enough you stole the chip, but the fact that you're not even going to eat it and you're just going to bury it.
Oh, yeah.
That's alright, Juki. Mummy will never find that. So, it's a little bit after 8. I've had a bath and hair wash now after dinner. And I've just been sat here watching YouTube and reading and actually chilling for a little while. I finished At the Sign of the Sugar Plum, and I've given it a 3-star. There was nothing wrong with it. It had quite a few interesting facts about the plague in it. But I just don't think I got on so well with the writing style. I think that's all. I mean, you know, it was always going to be a sad, depressing book. People were going to die. But it was just alright. I am getting into Laurie and Max though. This is turning out to be quite the interesting middle grade. One of these two has now gone missing, and the money has gone missing. So we're kind of now into the full bit of the story. I'm just over halfway through now, so, you know, it's going well. might come back to this evening. If not, I'll probably try and finish it tomorrow because it's actually pretty decent. So that's happy days. And I'm just about to read a couple of stories out of this book, Raw. I'm actually really liking the mini stories, so I'm going to try and read a couple a night and hopefully finish this by the end of the week. So I want to finish all the books I've kind of got on the go by the end of the week, because my October TBR is ridiculously huge. So although I know October doesn't start until Friday next week, I'm going to let myself off and start it Sunday, Monday. Okay, probably Monday. Because technically October's in that week, so I think that's okay. But I have a little bit of a spreadsheet that I've done for October, November, and I haven't done it yet for December, but I probably will do, where I've written out all my TBR. And I've written all the books that I want to read and how many pages each is. I've written out all the, what they're called, graphic novels that are on Scrib that I want to read, all the audio books on Scrib that I want to, not sponsored, but that I want to listen to, and all the books relating to the topics, like the spooky ones are out on my Kindle, and all the non-fiction November. So the October one, if I were to read all the pages of all the books and all the graphic novels, that is about 8,800 pages, and there's 157 hours of audiobooks. It's not going to happen in 4 to 5 weeks. I know that's not going to happen, but I've got a spreadsheet that is going to work out of all the pages that I read and all the hours that I listen to, like what percentage of my overall October goal that I've actually read. So I just thought, you know, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not competing with anyone. I was just intrigued to see how much I'd read. Does anyone else do that? Is that just a weird thing? It's probably a weird thing, but I'm intrigued anyway. But yeah, there's no way that I'm going to get 8,800 pages read. But you know what, if I did a couple of thousand, I'd be quite happy. To be honest, I just want to read some of these October books that are just looking at me and are just sat on the book cart the other side of the room. And they're going, "So, pick me up now. You've nearly finished what you're reading. Pick me up, take me." Why are you so excited? Tell everyone why you're excited. 'Cause you want to go up on Mummy and Daddy's bed, don't you? That's what you want to do. I can't resist. I'm starting my October TBR. It's the 23rd of September, but I just have such a huge October TBR, and I mean 157 hours of audiobook. We know I'm not going to listen to that many, so do you know what? If I can maybe listen to 1 or 2 audiobooks this week, happy days. And I'm not familiar with Victoria Schwab. I've heard the name on YouTube. I know this is a middle grade, but that's it. So I'm now going to be at home for another few hours, so I thought let's give this a start. So it's now Thursday afternoon. It's about 10 to 4. I'm just about to leave and take this one home. You gonna go home in a minute? You see your mummy and daddy? Just had a bit of usual irritating chaos where one of the ambulances has got a bit of damage, and she was due out at 3:30 this afternoon, and I get a phone call at 3:20 informing me of the damage. It wasn't accidental. These things happen, but you know, you can't send a vehicle out if there's an issue. So I was just panicking on the phone to the insurers. "Please, you've got 10 minutes. Please cover it now." So that got done. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun. So I now need to get another ambulance on the insurance for the weekend. But that ambulance I've used for a bit of personal storage, which is, it's okay, it's my ambulance. But I've got to now unpack that tomorrow. I've got to go down to the alteration place to repair part of Dean's uniform tomorrow. And I just see tomorrow going a bit mad, and then I managed to coax the other half to having an evening off tonight. I mean, I say an evening off, he probably won't get home till nearly 8 o'clock, rather that than 1 in the morning. So whereas I probably would have cooked myself just something small, I'm going to do a proper dinner tonight. So I'm looking forward to actually having some time with him. Yeah, so I'm just about to walk this one back. And I'll try and catch up with you later, but to be honest, I quite fancy a night of just chatting to the other half and chilling. I probably won't do much reading. I don't know. I listened to maybe 25% of the Victoria Schwab one. Was that City of Ghosts? Is that what it is called? It's alright. It's actually okay. I'm going to finish it. I'm enjoying it. I just think with a middle grade, I like having a physical copy. I don't know why. I think that's just because in my head I think they've got images and stuff. But anyway, it's all good. I am expecting a parcel today. I was a bit naughty. We'll see if it comes. And if it does come, let's hope it comes before the other half gets home. So I've just got home, a bit windswept obviously, but my parcel just arrived. I got myself a copy of The House in the Cerulean Sea because I pre-ordered their next book. Which is what, Under the Whispering Door, I think, something like that. And it was like $17.99 pre-order, and I'm like, or add this in for $20, and I'm like, no contest here, because this was such a beautiful book. I knew that I'd want to read it again anyway, so I'm so happy with this. And I've just put on a dinner tonight because the other half is coming home tonight. And obviously I would have cooked anyway, but I'm cooking a more interesting meal tonight, and I've just made roast potatoes, and there's pie, there's stuffing, there's parsnips, cauliflower, carrots, broccoli, sprouts. It's going to be really nice. So I'm all hot and sweaty now after putting all that on anyway. But with my little man. Hello you! And he is going to be so happy his dad's going to be home. Morning. Nope, it's afternoon. It's 1:20 on Saturday. Oh my goodness, I am sweating. I started this morning, helped the other half prep the ambulances, so we were over at the office at, I don't know, 7. Then I picked up my car that passed its MOT, so I can only assume, everyone, that that is probably one of the signs of the apocalypse, because there was no way I thought that car was going to pass the MOT, so I do apologise if there's any worldly repercussions on that absolute marvel. Anyway, I have Charlie home. I'm really happy. So, I then got home and I was like, right, I need to sort out the dining room, because that's just book city, but it's just piles of carry bags, and oh my goodness, it was ridiculous. And I was like, it's nearly Christmas. I know I've said the C word. I don't like swearing on my channel. Yeah, okay. Alright, we know me. But anyway, I need to sort stuff out. So my plan was, I'm going to take the books upstairs, bring all the Christmas stuff I bought downstairs. So I brought all the books into the living room, I brought all the Christmas stuff downstairs, I brought all the jigsaw puzzles, the board games, anything that we're going to use in December. And I was about to take all the books upstairs, and I was like, Soph, really, you've probably got about 15 carry bags of books, and you've got your 3 trolleys that are double stacked. Realistically, you ain't going to read them all. So, I have a pile for Mum, I have a pile for our friend Laura. I went through ones that I wasn't sure about, and I've got 4 carrier bags to go to the charity shop. I have a small pile for Ziffit. I haven't used them before, I'm just going to see if that's any good. They seem better than Music Magpie. I think for like 15 books, Ziffit was offering me a £5, Music Magpie £1, and I'm like, no, you're alright. I'd rather they go to the charity shop, really. Yeah, so, and then I've got a pile of books that are sort of maybe businessy, self-helpy, that I'm just going to put on the side in the office for anyone to help themselves to if they feel that way inclined. I've done some work emails. The living room is a mess, but it's just got really dog toys everywhere. Hang on, let me show you. Just a huge pile of dog toys, to be honest. I kind of cleared the space. This is said dog. Hi, I just had a phone call then and I completely lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was talking to you about. That's really bad, isn't it? Anyway, let's chat about books for a minute before I go up for a bath. I've nearly finished Raw, and I'm loving Raw. I have to say, it was a bit of a slow start. but I can't just sit and read 1 or 2 stories anymore. I am just reading as long as I can, and I unfortunately think I'm going to finish this tonight. A lot of short stories about empowering women. If you hit a bit of a downer at the moment, I just would advise this. I just think just reminds you that you're actually pretty awesome. And I know a few women at the moment that I think might benefit from reading this, so I'm going to try and get a couple of copies. Anyway, really good. And I finished Laurie and Max. Did I tell you that? If not, I'm telling you now. Obviously, Laurie's detective skills win the day, basically. It's a middle grade. We all know what's going to happen. I'm sorry, we do. But that's what I love about a middle grade. Okay, I like the predictability with just a couple of cheeky twists thrown in. But what I really liked about this, actually, I wonder what the real front cover looks like. I'm really going to have to look this up. Is it was only about 140 pages, but it didn't need to be any more than that. And you know, sometimes you read a book and they kind of just drag it out a little bit. This didn't. And I like that because it meant it was fairly fast paced throughout. And I really enjoyed it. What I liked at the end as well is there's a chapter which has just got about a paragraph of all of the characters, which tells you sort of what happened to them at the end of the story, sort of like, you know, who went where on and did whatever and stuff like that. And I like that. I do. Started a non-fiction yesterday, Black Box Thinking, bit of a self-helpy business one, but I only read the introduction yesterday, so I can't really tell you anything about that. I need a bath. I'm shattered. I'm debating my October TBR. I really want to get into it now. And now I've kind of, once I finish Raw, I've kind of tied up all the books that I'm kind of reading. And the self-help one, I have one on the go all the time anyway. But I want to go for that, my October TBR now. I'm getting there. You know, it's the 25th of September. I'm letting myself have that. But I have only picked thrillers and spooky books. I am an absolute wuss. Okay, I am the one that watches the top right-hand corner of a horror film. So, I'm debating, do I pick a light and fluffy to read at the same time, or should I just go for it? The problem is with the other half working evenings and not getting home till about, you know, maybe midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just like, you know, you hear a noise downstairs, and my awesome guard dog here, who as you can see is on high alert, isn't the best of guard dogs, bless him. As it is, I woke him up last night to tell him that Dean had got home, which was just really cute. Excuse the dings, that staff allocation's coming through. Anyway, I'm going for a bath. I'm going to have a little bit of a think about my October TBR and decide what to do. I've downloaded, well, I didn't I've recorded a couple of my favourite Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes that I noticed were on Sky the other day, and it was like one with whatever Willow says comes true. So it's like where Spike and Buffy are getting married, and then there's Hush, which is the really spooky episode that really creeps me out. So that I'm kind of looking forward to. And I watched Coraline the other day. I couldn't help myself, I had to watch a spooky. I want to watch Hocus Pocus, but I think I'm going to wait. I let Duke watch Frankenweenie last night, the newer Disney film, and he was glued to it. He absolutely loved the dog. It was really funny, and I was winding the other half up. I was like, oh my goodness, I found a horror film for dogs. It's specifically for dogs. He's like, no, you're kidding. And I was like, no, this is a screenshot, this is it. And I just showed him a screenshot of the like the ghost dog, and he's like, or the zombie dog, whatever you want to call it, Franken dog. And he's just like, oh my god, is that really for dogs? I was like, no, it's not, but look at our dog watching this, it's brilliant. Anyway, I'm wittering, and I need a bath. Is this not the most creepiest episode of Buffy? I've had my Buffy binge. I'm now starting dinner. I don't care that it's 4 o'clock. I'm cooking. I'm hungry. I've chosen my first 2 books out of my October TBR. I'm going to start with Pine. It's my thriller choice. I don't know anything about it. All I know is it's on BookTube everywhere. So I was like, yeah, alright. crikey, it's a long blurb on the back here. Basically, Lauren and her dad live alone in the Highlands. A woman stumbles onto the road one Halloween night, and the dad takes her back to the house. In the morning, she's gone. Mysteries are normal in the community. Neighbours know more than they're letting on, but when a local teenager goes missing, it's no longer clear who she can trust. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound overly exciting to me, but we're going to give it a go. And my more ghosty one is I'm going to read 13 Chairs. It was a cover buy, but I believe, if I remember correctly, a unique and compelling collection of ghost stories. 13 Chairs takes 13 tales and weaves them into one spine-tingling narrative brought to life by the author's captivatingly eerie illustrations. Let's see if we can find an eerie illustration. I wish to see an eerie illustration, and I cannot find one anywhere. And I am still looking. Is that eerie enough? I was expecting eerier, but we shall see. So, I'm going to start with this one and make a cut-off of the ghosty ones, sort of probably about 6-7 o'clock of an evening, and then switch to thrillers, because the thrillers don't keep me up at night, but the spooky ones potentially will. The only issue is, I've just found out there's Christmas films on. There's a Christmas films channel that started already on Sky, and that's sort of ruining the spooky mood a little bit now, but how? I don't know if I can not watch it. So, I have read 44 pages of 13 Ghosts. I don't know a lot about it yet, basically. It's just 13 people sat in a circle telling ghost stories one at a time. Jack has just turned up to join the group. He's number 13, and he's kind of like, well, I'm not quite prepared for this. I'm gonna have to think while they're chatting and try and make up a story. So there's obviously something going on with why Jack's in this group, but we don't know it yet. But I mean, the ghost stories are alright. I wouldn't have said they're scary. They're a bit yeah, but I'm intrigued to see what's gonna happen. I am enjoying it, I have to say. What you doing over there? What you doing over there? The shampoo. You serious? 30 pages in, really bored. Gonna DNF this for now. Might pick it up later in October, I don't know. But at the moment, nah. You've got to see this. 1 minute, Sparko. Next minute. I wonder if anyone would like a chew. Would you like a chew? Would you? Should we go get you a chew? Yeah. Yeah. You happy boy now? Happy Sunday. I don't even know. It must be about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's just turning 9 now. What was this? I've had about 3 or 4 hours sleep. But the other half actually found somewhere he could fuel the ambulances last night. So in the end, I think he got back about 2:30, and it was an early start this morning. So I've just sort of been chilling on the sofa with Duke a little bit, just kind of watching YouTube. I haven't been able to go back to sleep again, which is fine. I have a lot to do today. Homey stuff, like I've got to order the next lot of food shopping. If possible, I'd like to submit my assignment. I just want to close off this vlog now, edit it and upload it this morning. And then there's just some work bits that I want to do as well. So it's going to be a bit of a full-on day. One that I maybe could have done with having a little bit more sleep last night and being more awake for. But it's all good. It's all good. I am dressed. I'm wearing makeup, so I don't think I look that tired. And I'm going to win the day. So I will catch up with you next week. Have an awesome week. Yeah, speak soon.